27. So what is that? 27 is half of 54. And 54 is pretty much the last page. Okay. All right, we're just about halfway through, so let me do a quick recap. We're reading, hello, BOOZHOO. Welcome to BOOZHOO, Nana BOOZHOO. And we're reading Amix Blood by Michael Lyons. And we're about halfway through the book, and this is a Christmas story about elves and vampires. And if you're just joining us now, Amix Blood is the story of a biracial girl with a unique set of problems. She is half elfin and half vampire. I'm reading this from the back. When Amix is asked to leave the prestigious Vampire Academy, she enrolls in a boarding school dedicated to assimilating elves into the dominant vampire culture. And that's about as far as we've gotten. So there's the Blood family there. They're a modern family, eh? And Amix Blood has just escaped from boarding school. And her sister, what's her sister's name? Lilith. Lilith is coming together. Her dad's sick. All right, so we're gonna jump right in. Page 27. The sky turned a majestic burgundy for just a few minutes before night fell. Lilith pulled on the zipper of her portable coffin and sat up. She stretched, yawned, and with a sleepy smile said to the horse and deer, "Good evening. I don't suppose either of you thought to make coffee," she added. "Well, no time for that now, if we're going to get Amix back before sunrise." Lilith knew her father had a special relationship with Amix that she had never shared, but often longed for. Part of her felt very jealous, but mostly, the proud vampire woman cherished her sister and was fiercely protective. At the same time, and not very far away, Amix was crossing the lake. Great drifts of snow made the surface uneven for her hike, but she didn't mind. Her slight frame made her just light enough to walk on top without breaking through the frozen crust. Soon she found herself at the base of the high banks just off the lake. At the top ran the north-south railway train tracks. "I made it," said Amix. "I wonder how long I'll have to wait before another train goes by." The big pink moon had crept over the western tree line, creating long thin shadows across the snow. Amix smiled as she took in the immense November sky. It was perfectly clear and equally still. Then in the distance, the ominous clang of sleigh bells broke the silence. "Oh no," she gasped. "It's Santa Claus!" Amix scurried up the embankment and started running alongside the tracks. "I've got to get to the woods and out of sight before he sees me." Just then, Amix could hear the low hum of a freight train coming closer. It was heading north and away from where she wanted to go, but given the circumstances, she wasn't going to complain. "Oh, thank goodness," she said, and got into position. The train moved faster than she had expected. Amix started to run, with one hand stretched out close to the train. Soon she was next to one of the boxcars with its door slid partially open. Suddenly, a small white bandaged hand reached out and took hold of the young girl's wrist. "Jump!" he shouted from the shadows. "I've got you!" The stranger pulled the young girl up and into the car. Fortunately, Amix landed with a thump rather than a thud. She was surprised to find herself on a large Egyptian floor pillow next to a marble pillar. The floor was covered with a blue and gold velvet rug. A beautifully ornate ancient oil lamp lit up the train car to reveal a glass coffin, a miniature pyramid, and a 5-foot 2-inch mummy. You know what? Let's stop there. This goes on and on. And it's already 7 minutes. I'm sorry, I was droning on. Okay, we're gonna pick it up Amix just got on a train with Stephen, a mummy. And you've been watching BOOZHOO Nana BOOZHOO. I will see you again. Giga Waba Min, Minawa. Ho.